and welcome back. In this video, we will discuss how first half of the page is a very important real estate and how best you can make use of it. Let's talk a little bit about first half page of your resume. First half page is the most important real estate in your resume. That's why you have to make sure that you don't waste it with unwanted information or some abstract information which has no meaning. Instead, you should make sure that you include important information and it passes the 6-second test. We have already spoken about the 6-second test. A recruiter on an average gets 6 to 10 seconds to review the top portion of your resume and then decide whether to read further or no. So that is why it is important that the top portion of the resume has strong and relevant information which will push the recruiter to start reading the balanced portion of your resume. Now, after the title, I have seen that most of the CFResho resumes start with a career objective. Are you also the one who's starting your resume with a boring career objective? Allow me some time and I'll explain to you why career objective is really boring and meaningless. I have reviewed hundreds of resumes and I have picked up some examples here to highlight and tell you why career objectives are boring and they should not be included in the resume. Now look at this. Enhance my knowledge and skills by facing and solving various issues, and secure a responsible career opportunity to fully utilize my training and skills while making a significant contribution to the success of the company. Now, I can guarantee you that this person has copied and pasted it from somewhere else, and that person does not even feel one word of this objective. Enhance my knowledge and skills. Yeah, who doesn't want to enhance their knowledge and skills? Right? Responsible career opportunity. Of course, you have to be responsible. You're a chartered accountant. Now you're not an article anymore. So you have to be responsible. You fully utilize my training and skills. Yeah, of course. I mean, you are trained and you have your certain set of skill sets. So you have to make use of it. Significant contribution to the success of the company. Let's just first start contributing to the company and then you can try and make it a significant contribution, right? Look at the second example. Fresher chartered accountant looking for an entry level position to begin my career and gain practical experience in the industry. Isn't it really obvious that you are a fresher chartered accountant? And if you are a fresher chartered accountant, you will obviously get an entry level position in any organization, right? So why waste all that real estate in including this unwanted information? Seeking a growth oriented career and associate with an organization that gives me a chance to update my knowledge and enhance my skills. Yeah, why not? I mean, who doesn't want a growth oriented career, right? And who doesn't want to update their knowledge and enhance their skills? Yeah, look at this again. To be associated with a progressive organization. Does somebody say that I don't want to be associated with a progressive organization, or I want to be associated with a non progressive organization? That gives me an opportunity. Let me tell you honestly that recruiters don't care what your objective is, don't care whether you get that opportunity or no. All they are looking at is you fit the criteria of the employee that they are looking for. All they are interested to know is whether you have the right skill sets and the qualifications to execute their job. So please keep this in mind that recruiters really don't care what your objective is. Let's look at some more examples here. An enlightened and result driven professional demonstrating solid interpersonal communication and problem solving skills. You're boasting so much, and all these things are not verifiable. I can't verify whether you have strong interpersonal or communication skills or no unless I work with you for at least 6 to 8 months. Adept at providing exemplary professional services. You're a fresher. Do you know what exemplary professional services is? What does it mean? Achieving all company goals and objectives. Yes, this person is going to single handedly achieve all company goals. Currently seeking to bring in work experience and academic training, integrating my own goals with organization goals. Yes, it's right that organizations always keep talking about integrating their own goals with the employees' goals. But frankly, let me tell you, in the real world, it doesn't exist. Organizations don't care what your goals are. However, they might give you some opportunities where by default your goals may become integrated with the organization's goals. But nobody really hires anybody because their individual goals are in alignment with organization's goals, right? So this doesn't exist in the real world. So stop using all these heavy information and waste your first portion of the resume. Recruiters don't read this at all. Look at this. Look at the tall claim: to be able to worship my work. I don't want anybody who worships the work. I just want somebody who does the job. And to contribute in strengthening economy of the nation. Hey, I am your hiring manager. Forget about the economy. Start doing your job properly and the economy will take care of itself, right? As is expected from a profession. Of course, yeah, if you are doing your job correctly, the company will progress and the economy will take care of itself. All I want now is somebody who can do the job properly. That's it. I don't want anybody who will worship their work or all those nonsense. So, what is the alternative? If we don't start our resume with a career objective section, then what do we include in the beginning of the resume that makes an impact? Start with a profile section instead of a career objective. The profile section should be a 3 to 4 sentence compact para which will highlight what you have done upfront and what value you can bring to the organization. We'll discuss about this a little bit more. It should be just enough to create that curiosity in the mind of the recruiter, which will prompt them to read further, right? You can also be slightly aspirational. Like in one of the sentences in that para, you can also highlight some profile or some area of work that you would are interested to work in, right? So let's look at an example of a profile section. Now, this is a profile section. So we completed the title section in the previous video. Now in this video, we look at the profile section. Now look at this. Chartered accountant with 3 years of articleship experience, having exposure in the areas of statutory audit, internal audit, and tax audits. Boom. In the first sentence, I'm telling you that I'm bringing 3 years of experience in these 3 key areas: statutory audit, internal audit, and tax audit. You're giving them something very meaningful and you're telling them that I have already done these things in the first sentence itself. Let's look at the second sentence. Also worked on assignments involving filing of statutory returns and income tax representations. The second sentence you can use to highlight slightly a more expertise of yours, if any, right? In this case, I'm highlighting filing of statutory returns and income tax representations. Worked on clients across industries like software, steel manufacturing, and advertising. In the third sentence, I'm also highlighting that, hey, I'm not only technically qualified, I also understand the business aspects of these industries. What an impact, right? You have in the first sentence, you have highlighted your technical experience. And in the third sentence, you're highlighting your business related experience or your business understanding. The fourth sentence is slightly aspirational. Looking forward to work with an organization which provides me an opportunity to work in the areas of financial reporting, management accounting, and business finance. So these 3 or 4 areas are the core areas which I want to target as a professional. Now, if you're unclear about what areas you want to go into, you can skip this sentence completely. If you have narrowed down or shortlisted on some areas, then you can include those profiles here. Now, just don't keep it very vague that you highlight that you want to work in the areas of investment banking and you add internal audit there. Those two have absolutely no correlation. If you are including this section or if you are including this sentence, then you need to include a subset of profile opportunities which are related to each other, right? Like financial reporting, management accounting, and business finance are somehow related to each other. Yeah. So you should include profiles which are related to each other. Don't make it completely unrelated. I want to work in equity research and taxation. Now, equity research and taxation both have absolutely no correlation with each other. So make sure you include the right subset here. And if you don't know which area you want to start your career with, which is perfectly okay, most of us don't know where to start with, you can skip the sentence entirely. Yeah. Now let's look at a quick comparison of profile versus objective. If I add objective to my resume, it looks something like this: enhance my knowledge and skills by facing and solving various issues, secure responsible career opportunity, blah, 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 which the recruiter doesn't really care. Here, as opposed to that, in the first sentence, you're telling him what you have done. what impact and value you can bring to the organization right away. Chartered accountant with 3 years of experience, having exposure in the areas of statutory audit, internal audit, and tax audit. Highlight something very important in the first sentence itself. So, this entire profile section can be for 2 to 3 sentences or 3 to 4 sentences, where you give them something upfront, where you give some value to them upfront, that what experience or expertise are you bringing to the table right away. This will generate curiosity in the mind of the recruiter or the hiring manager to read your resume further. I hope you get this point. Thank you.